Hello YouTube and welcome to episode 34 of the RIse of Icelandic Football with HK. Now, no intro, no nothing, we're just going to get straight into it. What is my board doing? Seriously! I have been sitting here this morning, cup of coffee, I've got a day off, I'm going to stream in a couple of hours, got a couple of errands to do, thought I'll just jump on Football Manager, sim for a couple of days, maybe get towards youth intake in a month's time, or everything else, or just get closer to the Champions League games. So when I go on stream, we've got some good action to stream, of course, and release some more YouTube content later on. Always in transfer period, we always get offers and bids for our key players. Not a problem, right? And sometimes the board comes to me and goes, look, we've accepted this offer, but you could protest. Not a problem, protest. They listen to me because they love me, right? This new guy, right? President Magnus Mattisson, right? New president, every year HK have an election, new president gets elected or the old president stays, right? That's what the chairman, the board do. I don't care. Never had a problem with anyone that's get elected, and this guy's been pretty good as well, like, on a whole. And then he has gone mental this transfer window. Mental, right? So we had a 4.4 mil bid from Flamen, and we had bids of 11 mil totals, right? Which we've rejected, stalled and rejected. We rejected, obviously, 4.4 mils for Flamen as well. And then a 4.4 mil from Wolfsburg came in, and they said, look, we're going to accept that one. No, you're not. Told them that. Okay, not a problem. We then had one from 6 mil for Roma accepted, and I said, no, you're not. Not a problem. There we are. Then there's 8.51 came in. And as you can read on the screen, the board feels that having taken the time out to listen to your previous request to protest the player's transfer, they're entitled to make this decision on their own. No, you're not, because it's dumb. It's a bad offer. 6.5 mil up front. We get 2 mil eventually over 12 months, which is fine, right? So we're guaranteed, what, there, 8.5. It's a bit early for math, but I'm pretty sure, right? He's never going to play 50 games for Wolfsburg. He will get sold because I don't think he is going to play straight away. I think he's going to be on the bench maybe, and then he's going to probably get loaned out, and then that's how it goes, right? 2.2 mil. We will get the 1.1 mil as long as they don't sell him before he plays 20 games. He's going to play 20 games for his nation. It is Denmark, isn't it? Or Norway? Norway. There we are. There we go. It's an annoying offer. The most annoying part about this is I just rejected 11 mil bids from Cologne, and it's another German club. Someone else. Dortmund, I think, off the top of my head. 11 mil totals, not like 11 mil up front, but like 8 mil here and a couple mil there, and and not negotiating either, just them coming back saying, look, there we go. This isn't the first thing the board's done, okay? And we've been getting a little lucky. We go to the transfer history, there has been money going out, and we need to be worried, right? The first thing is Stein, right? We've had offers accepted for Stein, and I didn't like it. So Crystal Palace gave me 6 mil up front, and I think it was a couple mil over some clauses, so 8 mil total. The board said yes, protested it, and said, okay, we listen to you. At that same time, Stuttgart came in with an 11 mil total bid, and the board said yes, and we said no, come on, we can hold out for something bigger. If they give me a 15 mil bid, I think we have to let him go. As much as we want him to be around here for the Champions League, and he's an absolute magician, a freak, got the potential to grow even more. He's sensational. We don't want him to leave at all, but if we get 15 mil, I think we're going to have to take it. But that sucks. So the board's been accepting that. This one annoyed me. Right, don't worry, we protested with the board, and the board said, okay, not a problem, right? 2.6 mil bids right now. They, it was once again Wolfsburg, 1.1 mil, yeah, accepted. What do you want me to do? Oh yeah, 1.1 mil for what, arguably one of our best players, our best centre defensive mid. The whole reason we're playing 4-1-2-1-2 is because we got Flamen, who's a freak, Bonin on the other side of him, that's a freak, and then Yag, who's an absolute sensational DM. There we are. They haven't come in for Brian yet. They haven't accepted anything for Brian. Thank God. Brian's not going anywhere. They're going to stall that offer for as long as possible and reject it. We obviously want to get to August 31st as quickly as possible. The one I'm worried about is this one, ladies and gentlemen. Where is he? Brixen. Right? In his contract, before we get into that, 7.5 mil release fee. We are currently negotiating a new contract. He accepted a new contract as a key player with a 15 mil release fee. I tried to get it up to 22, and then his agent locked it in at 15. Look, the only problem with that is that he is now stalling on that contract instead of accepting it because he's getting bids here. Now, look, if you can see from Olympic Lyon, right, and we're going to stall that one for as long as possible. Lyon have offered 3.8 mil up front and 7.5 mil with clauses. They offered 7.5 mil up front instead of with clauses. They would have him right now. That's the scary part. We're about to lose our best left back. We've only got one left back now because Lucas Lockbat, we sold Tomic in the last window. Problems are happening here. We're having some transfer drama. Anything else is like sort of okay. Like I don't want to loan Magnussen out because I want him for homegrown thing. We've obviously rejected offers here and there. Wagner's getting offers across the board, but we're obviously rejecting him after stalling him, and he's happy to stay. But we look like we're losing Flamen, and we're going to have nothing we can do about it. We actually go to the transfer history itself this window, and we go by maybe by date. There we go, and by date. Obviously, we have brought in a right back finally. Miguel Cardozo said yes to us. He's obviously got very good potential. We're getting him tutored right now by who wants him on loan? Okay, that's not too bad. I was about to say there's another Portuguese player we got and don't want him. Want to bring him off me as soon as we buy him, like my keeper. Yeah. Obviously brought him in. Can play fullback on attack quite well if we're going to look at it right here. Obviously very good in lots of 10s and that. Getting him tutored at the moment by Wagner because he's got very good player traits as a fullback on attack, as you would imagine. Very good backup and is going to start one of the next games. Actually, might have actually started the game we just played. Yes, he did. Got a 9.1 by the way. There we go. But if you look at it here on the outs, Zivkovic went out, right? And this was a bid that I had no say in. The board said yes. They didn't say yes either to the Bournemouth bid. They said yes to, I think it wasn't Palace, wasn't Norwich. Oh man, who was it? Another lower league Premier League club. They're second in the Premier League, by the way, but it's because I'm Brighton. That's it. There we are. They said yes to a Brighton offer, right? And if we go back to the history of him, right? And there was a 1.1 mil bid, no clause. They said yes, and I said, well, and they said it was too good, and I was like, no, because we bought him for 1.3, no way. I then had Bournemouth come in and say 2 mil. I then also had a German club come in and say 2 mil, something like that. We ended up getting 2 mil, 2.4 mil, right, that was Hanover. 2.4 mil up front from Bournemouth, right, and with clauses up to 5 mil. The main reason that I was like, okay, I'm not too upset about Likovic going is first things first, is he's got, as much as he's got the potential in that, it's not too bad. Second thing is he's 21, right? Which is good. He's still got plenty of growth, that's fine. But with us struggling for homegrown talent in terms of producing our own in Iceland, and then the Champions League, we're losing spots because we don't have people that are, been trained in the country for 3 years or more. Being our third/fourth choice striker, I feel like we can sell him, and then we were going to buy in a a striker that's like 17, 18, and depending when they're born, 19, train him in the club for 3 years until they're 21, become homegrown in the Champions League. We meet another quota spot in the Champions League registrations. I thought that was the best way to do it. He would be now the perfect man to go and replace Flamen, because he can play complete forward very well, and he's got the stats to do it, just needs to work on his passing, and he's 6'6", and I love that. Right? I didn't want to sell him, but when the board accepted that one, I said, look, there's other ways around it than here. So what we're going to do for this episode now is, it's the 19th of July, and I'm expecting this drama to go on all through August and stuff. So what I'm going to do is, we did one with Silvio Renoli, it was a transfer special, and I just cut it up, and I said, I'll come back to you guys when there's information to bring you. So we're just going to keep going and cutting up episodes and pieces of the transfer window, and I'll put them into the video. No games, just all transfer drama. I was meant to go run errands for mum right now, but unfortunately when Football Manager calls and there's an opportunity for an episode, you got to do what you got to do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be back in a second with more drama in a second. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, YouTube. Not even a day later. We probably should have just left it going. Everton's come in and said, there we go, we can't do anything about this because there's an offer already accepted that is lower than these offers. Everton and Olympic Lyon have just decided, yeah, we'll just go and bid as high as we can to, take over the bidding. Obviously, Wolfsburg's offer's not too bad, right? And it's okay. Everton had come in and said, there's 9 mil up front, 3 mil over 6 months, which is not too bad. International appearance of 1.4 and 2.8. I actually don't mind that offer a little bit more because it's 16 mil in value and it's what he's probably worth. Olympic Marseille then made a 12 mil bid. And similar offer, just only 7 mil instead of the 9 mil. They're all accepted, so it's up to Flamen who he chooses. He just better not choose Wolfsburg because obviously we're a bit upset with Wolfsburg about their, the board saying yes to that. I just wish I could negotiate those offers because I honestly think we would get 22 mil in terms of what he's worth. I'm just going to send the assistant to that. And there we go. Got a game against IBV in a second. The Champions League's going on in terms of qualifying. I think so IBV. I think IBV's Champions League campaign continues after us. Hold up. It's important to note these things, right? After they play us, yeah, they got Dynamo Kiev. IBV are having a shocking time at the moment in the league. They're down in the 11th. If you look at the Icelandic Premier Division, only winning the one game against FH of all clubs, drawn 6 and lost 5. So they haven't looked convincing at all. We pumped them 10-0 as well. But I expect IBV, who finished second the last couple of years, to really step it up at some point. And hopefully they do us proud in the Champions League. I don't expect them to beat Dynamo Kiev, but at the same time, I hope they can. Or if they do lose, get a nice, easier draw and get seeded for the Europa League next qualifying round where FH joins as well in that Europa League qualifying round. It's the last playoff game to get into the Champions League. And then they obviously can get in and of the Champions League, Europa League, get into the Europa League, and then we have more clubs competing in Europe. I'll be back when there's more information. I'm going to play this game off stream or off live video, and then we'll get into it. Haven't even got to the game yet. Just continued forward from when I was last here. Thanks, bud. Thanks, bud. Absolutely great. So look at this transfer offer. Accepted 6 mil right now, 1.4 over 12 months, 2.2 after 50 games. We won't play 50 games for months. He will play the international games, so we get the 1.1 mil, 40% of his next profit of sale. We need Stein obviously for homegrown, but obviously the board doesn't, is not interested in that. So yeah, we're gonna lose Stein as well by the looks of things. 14 leadership. Look at him, he's so good. His determination, everything. Just, what is the board doing? It's going to leave me with only one right winger, which is Isberg. Not a problem, right? But we could have had a gem on our hands. Yeah. That's unbelievable that they've actually accepted that. Look, we have a 15 mil thing here for a reason. So people bid upwards of 15 mil. And they go, oh yeah, no problem, whatever it was. 9 mil, 7 mil, whatever. Confirmed at 20. See if someone else comes in. And try and get as much money now as possible. The board are just absolutely laying into me right now and are screwing me big time. The save was meant to progress at this point, and now we can't get no progress. I'm now worried that we're only going to have about a 15-man squad for the Champions League because we're going to have no homegrown players to put in it, and simple as that. But yeah, the only homegrown players I have are Jon now and Gunnarsson, Isberg, Magnussen. If I put him in, and that's 4, and that's it. We obviously put Dagerdan in thinking he was going to be the 5th one. Dagerdan wasn't. Stein would have been the 6th one. And all of a sudden, when you get 6 out of 8, you only lose 2 spots, still get a 23-man squad. Now we're going to have 4. 2 of them are actually just homegrown out of the 3 that, need to be homegrown from your club. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Nothing I can do about it. With obviously it taking 7 years for people to get Icelandic nationality, they won't become homegrown as a national player either. Because I haven't spent the 7 years at the club yet, like Lucas Lovatt and that. But another day in the life of HK, not much we can do about it. I'll be back when there's more information. Hopefully we get to play this game now before someone else goes out and the board goes, nah, not going to even bother about discussing it with you. How's it going, guys? Back for another little snippet. Schalke have come in and said, well, we will like a little bit of Stein action as well. They offered slightly more in terms of total than Mainz did, as you can see here, 10 mil and then 11, 1 extra mil. So it's 4 mil up front with 3 mil guaranteed over the next 12 months and 1 mil every 3 months. After league appearances, only 2.4. 10 for every 10 games he plays, first 10 games is 120k, and obviously we get the 1.2 mil because he's playing for Iceland regularly. I just don't think that's a good enough offer. I would reject that because I don't want the 4 mil up front. I would be wanting more up front. Apparently he only has an 11.5 mil asking price. I didn't do that. I'm going to obviously put it to 22 and confirm. But yeah, strange. Just, I don't know why the board's doing that to me. We also had an offer for Bonnie In, but thank God the board's like, nah, it's okay. In terms of now, looking at players, we're now going to have to go and look for some players, because obviously we need to resign to the fact that Flamen's going out. We obviously need to resign to the fact that it looks like Stein's going out. So we need players that are of young enough quality to come in and do the job. There's not much we can do really about it, is that looking to go and get who we can. But yeah, so as you can see, these are all the people at 17 and 18 thinking about fourth choice strikers. But there's no one really there that wants to come to us, unfortunately. Apart from that, we're obviously going to have to look for a first team striker in a second. We'll do that off live thing, but I've started scouting slowly. We do have a lot of strikers. If we just clear all that and then just put striker up top, we do have a lot of strikers scouted. Well, no, we're not in the shortlist. There we are. So that's 15 to 19. We got strikers scouted, obviously, and a couple of good ones around. People that are interested in our thing are only 7. There's a couple of Brazilians there. I don't mind now that if we actually get in a Brazilian or a foreign player right now, because we barely play with any foreign players on the park. Unlike a few years ago, we had always 3 on the park. So I don't mind getting a Brazilian foreign player in if it's the right way to go about it, because in the end we need to. They'll probably be trained enough in 3 years' time to at least be homegrown in the Champions League, which I can deal with. But like if we got rid of the age and just put it up to 45 and pressed OK, we've got 95 players in the shortlist, and out of the 95, we've got 30 players that would be interested. We'll obviously go on a massive scout as well and look at other places and stuff like that. But there's a lot of names there that are decent for us, and we can see what we can do, and that is for sure. I'll be back when we have more information about what's going on here in Iceland in terms of us. And yeah, it's not being a fun little morning. My coffee's finished now too, so I need to make another one. It's all happening here. So it's getting stressful. Welcome back, guys. As you can see, we have an offer here. Well, we have an offer. Stein's going. Right, nothing we can do about it. He looks sensational, doesn't he? It's just such a shame. Like Silva Ranioli, we obviously would have loved to keep him. We had no choice. Silva Ranioli, we had a choice, but we were always going to lose him, so we chose him. You've been a fantastic servant. Thanks. Who knows what the future holds? Not a problem, mate. We'll quickly go over the offer again. It's the Mainz offer that got accepted. So 6 mil. We have a guaranteed 1.4. So the Schalke one didn't. We didn't go to Schalke, which is good for us because I think this offer's slightly better. Because we're going to get a guaranteed 7.5, basically up front, and then we're going to get a mil because he will play 10 games for Iceland. And then obviously it's a matter if he plays the 50 games or not. So he's going to go. Not much we can do. We can't delay it. We can delay it, but that's it. But we can't reject it, I don't think. I'm tempted to delay it to see if we get a better offer in. That's obviously the case. We could do that. But I don't know if we will. At the same time, we don't get a choice either to think. There's the temptation to keep delaying offers until the other guys are like, nah, don't want it, bang, reject it. But at the same time, it's like, Alt had a good game. And what we are doing at the moment, though, is if we go to our inbox, the Icelandic transfer period isn't a normal transfer period here. I'm trying to find it. Might have been a couple of days ago. Our transfer period finishes on the 1st of August. No, it doesn't look like it's coming up. It's alright, we go to league tabs. Our transfer period finishes on the 1st of August, as you can see. It doesn't open up to October the 15th again, but that's a very long window from the 15th to May. I don't like selling people in this window because obviously if we get raided, it's not a lot of time for us to go and get players in. I'm currently scouting for all sorts of strikers and stuff to replace Flamen. Haven't really thought about the right wing at the moment because I'm trying to replace Flamen first before Stein. Especially since we will be playing a 4-1-2-1-2 tactic, we probably can get away with it. With that being in mind, with losing Flamen, we're going to need at least one striker, I feel. In saying that though, Roger's been growing a heap and has good potential and is not too far off the Flamen Bonnie, sort of threshold. And obviously playing very well in the league as well. The fine with $1 million striker signing. So I'm in two minds, right? Is that we can either panic and in this next, I think I got scouting report in 4 days time, and the best one from that scout report we have to buy because obviously we can't buy anyone else for the Champions League coming up because it's after that period. What we can do is go with Roger and Bonnie in this 4-1-2-1-2. Use Magnussen off the bench too. If you look at his stats, he isn't too bad. As my Snapchat's going off, we put some Snapchat that there's some drama going off, and friends are telling me, oh yeah, not a problem. Either we can get some. He's got good dribbling, good finishing, decent composure as an advanced forward. Play him as a poacher, he looks a bit better. His pace lets him down. But in the league, he's quite good, so we can obviously rest players playing this in the league, playing 4-2-3-1. Magnussen gets some game time, he gets happy, and we can put him into the squad because he's homegrown as well. In saying that, though, there's also a case that's not good enough for the Champions League, and we might get eaten alive. It also depends on the Champions League group as well. I feel like we got the depth sort of to deal without buying a striker, and we kind of wait for the right striker to come along. I almost prefer to do it, and so we have, and next year we have a proper strikers to play this system, and this year we just hurt us short term for long term gain. In terms of getting a right winger in, we've obviously got Isberg that can play there, and he's obviously a very good, adequate replacement, being such a sensational player that he is. But if we are going to be playing 4-1-2-1-2 in Europe mainly, we should be able to get away with playing 4-2-3-1 only in the league, using just Isberg. But once again, if Isberg gets injured, we've got no backup. I am scouting a couple of right wingers at the moment as well, but I just don't think being the 25th of July, being the 1st of August, we will have time to strengthen the squad to the best of its ability. But in this 4-1-2-1-2, we're obviously going to have a very good middle of the park. Obviously going to have Bonini and Roger, who wouldn't be the worst partnership up top either, and a very good centre-back partnership when everyone's back as well. We've also got good depth now at right back. So I'm pretty happy if I leave it instead of making a signing. However, if the right signing comes up in the next scouting report, I think I've got like 50 guys coming in a scouting report. I've went and scouted the whole of Africa, went and scouted the whole of South America. Haven't done Europe yet. Europe takes forever to scout, so what I'm thinking is once we get past the window, I start scouting Europe, all of Europe, trying to find players that we need. I'm still trying to find this 17, 18, 19-year-old gem that we can pick up. Doesn't matter if they're foreign or not. Just so because they, we train him 19 to 20, 19-year-old birthday, 20-year-old birthday, 21st-year-old birthday for that 3 years. I particularly want the 18 because I know if they're 17 or 18, they're definitely going to be homegrown for the Champions League because they spent 3 years here. At 19, it depends where their birthday turns and all that stuff and, whatever happens. But yeah, we should be okay. Like players like Bojan will be eventually homegrown and stuff. But we need to make sure we get our homegrown quota up, especially losing like Brian now and all that sort of stuff. It's a shame to let Brian go. Feel like we can delay it, but I don't think we can. At the same time, he's obviously going to go. So, bye-bye, Brian. It was fun. Obviously, we beat ST in the last game that we played. Brian played in it as well. If we just go to the schedule, we'll quickly go over it. We beat IBV and ST 5-1 and 3-0. So, yeah, not much happening in those games. Just complete domination. Brian did pick up a little knock in this game. I thought maybe it's long-term injury. You stay now because everyone's interested in Wayne. It was just like a pulled groin out for 4 to 9 days or whatever it was. In terms of that, the Champions League playoff isn't too far away as well, which is good. That's when I'm planning the stream, of course. But if all the transfer drama isn't over by then, those games could be in this episode as well. In terms of transfer drama for us, we won't be making transfers after the 1st of August that can impact us immediately, but I will keep scouting and maybe go right through the August 31st in terms of maybe trying to look at the wide players for October 15th. In saying that, I'm only going to come back now if we got players that are going out. We'll obviously recap it at some point as well. I feel like until the 31st of August, we're going to potentially lose players. I'm still worried we're going to lose our left back in Burik Sen because he hasn't accepted that new contract offer yet. Still waiting. It's been over a couple of weeks. And with that 7.5 mil release fee, I feel like we're in some trouble. And probably should have signed a contract before the transfer window looking into that, but I kind of thought that we wouldn't get 7.5 mil. It's now apparent we will. Just a matter of someone goes and offers a 7.5 mil up front or not. But that's the end of another part of the transfer period. We'll be back with more. I won't go and give you the 50 people scouting, just clicking through. I only give you if I find someone that I feel is adequate to bring in, and then we'll have a discussion about it, and then you can let me know in the comments, of course, and as much as that won't impact what I'll do because I'm going to have to make a decision before the video goes out. It'd be nice to see what everyone thinks. I'll be back soon with another little bit of interesting transfer information. Welcome back, guys. Sim through like 2 days from when Stein left. Flemen's now offer's been accepted. He went to Lyon. Marseille. Unfortunately, it's not the offer we wanted him to take because obviously the Everton one was slightly better. Where it was it's like they had 12.5. That one Everton's was like 16 because I had 9 mil and a little bit more here and here. At the same time, there's not much that we can really do because if he chooses Lyon, he chooses Lyon. It's obviously a better offer than when the Wolfsburg one was accepted. Unfortunately, we're going to have to accept this. There's not much we can do. I would love to maybe try and talk him out of it, but obviously we can't. Flemen loves the club as well. He's a great guy to have around. Doesn't say he loves the club, but obviously every time I've asked him to stay before he stayed. This time I didn't even get the choice. The board just went and forced him out. Well, obviously he's a preferred head coach. Would love to delay it once again and see what would happen. And see if we can like make him all angry and stuff like that. But just the board's just being money hungry, and we don't even get much of it as well. The finances are fine. Like we go to financials, we're fine, right? And we can't even get more than 70% of the transfer revenue. Look, we've got 22 mil in the budget, so obviously we got money to spend. That scouting report hasn't come in yet, has it? No, still got a couple of days, I think. But yeah, unfortunately, Flemen's got to go as well now. Accept that offer, have a bit of a cry. It's like Silva Ragnoli leaving. It's frustrating, but we have no choice. Once again, we're forced out of it. Silva Ragnoli was obviously because he didn't want to sign a new contract. We got the 16 or so mil up front for him or whatever it was. Flemen comes close. What a striker. Just going to leave that up there as I go and stop recording for this little part. Just look at him. How the board have decided that is a good enough offer to create this commotion. The 5.5 mil from Wolfsburg is stupid. But not much we can do. Obviously, that's just life. Football Manager throws at you. In terms of we should still be fine in the league to win the league and all that sort of stuff. I just really do think that our Champions League campaign for the season is going to be compromised. In saying that, though, the last time that we had a weakened side like this was a few years ago, and we got out the group. Isberg did Isberg things. We got knocked out by HBL. And when we've had this strong of a team for the last 3 years, we haven't been able to get out the group. So anything's possible. I just don't feel like we're going to get out the group now without losing a couple of our best players that would have impacted how we would have played in the group. But you never know what can happen, do, and all that stuff. I've actually started training Isberg as a complete forward again. We trained him so he could just become, used to the role. Like it came up as one of the roles he could play. We're now training him full time because if we can't bring a striker in, I'm thinking Isberg in the full 1-2-1-2 as a poacher would be decent because of his pace, and he may be able to do something off the bench. But if we desperately need those options, we can go to it. But yeah, it's just an unfortunate period at the club of HK. It's gut wrenching because I've spent so long finding players like Flemen to have the board go underneath you after spending so many years here and building the club from scratch, all that stuff. They just kind of throw you in the corner and go, yeah, no, we don't care what you say. We're doing it anyway. This was real life, and, I was a real life manager of HK, and this started happening to me. I would resign, and I'm pretty sure the fans would back me as well, and all that stuff, and the board would be, it would get quite messy. But obviously, this is Football Manager. This is a challenge. This is the rise of Icelandic football. This is us going to win the Champions League, not when, but if. Not if, but when we win the Champions League. So this is just one of the bumps along the road, selling your best players on for profit, which is good, but at the same time, we don't want to sell these sort of players when they are giving you that next step towards the Champions League and potentially winning it. I had visions that Flemen would be the striker still when we won the Champions League. I think he's that good. Hopefully he gets like a big money move to like Barca or Madrid or something in the future, because we're going to get like 40% of his percentage of net sale profit. Maybe with a club will make an extra 10 mil or so. That's why I wanted to do the transfer as well. You just put the 50% of next sale no matter what it is, and you make more money. But once again, the board's gone over my head, and not much we can do. Rambling on about Flemen now, and look at him, he's great. Such a shame. Welcome back, guys. And I said I wasn't going to show you the scouting, and I'm not. I actually noticed something that's a bit weird. I went to go do my next game, right? And was like, well, we said yes to obviously Stein and that going, so obviously they're gone, right? And we saw that on the recordings and all that stuff, right? They're still here. I don't know why. We can't offer him a new contract because they're still currently isn't right. But he is still here at the club. And if I go to transfer offer, Watford have an offer apparently accepted that I haven't heard of. And obviously we saw him get there. I can technically reject the bid down here. I don't know if that works. I don't know if it's a glitch. I don't know if it's whatever. And the same thing with Stein, right? So what I'm going to do is with Stein, because I really don't want Stein to go because he's homegrown and he can afford to play the 4-2-3-1. I'm actually going to press reject and say that the player is indispensable to the club and see what happens. If he sticks around, wow, that worked. Alright, guys, if you're in a save and there's a glitch in the game where that happens, then yeah, wow, that's really interesting because obviously in previous FMs, it's really weird. I'm really weird. Sorry, Discord just popped up and I was like, whoa. I'm a bit confused. Now, obviously, we could do the same thing with Flamen. Flamen stays and we don't need to buy anybody. Saying that though, if Flamen doesn't want to talk to us, right, to offer a new contract because we can't get close to what he wants, I would probably just let him go then, obviously, for what we've got, right? Because it's not the worst bid in the world. But that's really weird. So yeah, maybe if you're in a save like that, and that happens, maybe there's a way around it now where if you just accept, let it play out, and then reject it afterwards. That is really, really weird. I'm going to end this part here and go forward and do the scouting report, but maybe there's a way around this. I don't think it should work like that, and that's really, really dumb if Football Manager hasn't thought about that, or it's just a glitch and it's allowing me to keep my players. I've just never seen that before. Obviously in FM 14, 15, 16, the board said, yep, and you had nothing to do about it, the player left. Now it seems that you can go to the transfer offer and reject it after everything's been like, they've accepted the deal. It's really weird. Anyhow, be right back with probably more information, more episode drama in a second. We obviously on the 31st, our window closes tomorrow. I do have a 50-man scouting report, mainly of strikers to replace for men, but we'll see how we go. In the last league game we just played, we won convincingly, and Roger scored a hat-trick, proving that he's probably capable of playing here, and he's growing, and he's 22. It's not too bad, but yeah, looking to maybe go and see if that works for men. I don't know. I don't know what I should do there. But if Flamen doesn't want to talk to me after this window and not renew his contract would run out in 2026, so we'd have 2 years to sell him. This would be probably the prime window to sell him in anyway. Maybe the next window, when everyone else's window opens up on January 1st, maybe we'll get some money there. If we did keep him, I'm not 100% sure what I'd do. It's a bit weird. I'm actually going to go put that in my Discord, Dr. Bendy's Discord that I'm a part of, and see what everyone says. It's really weird. But yeah, be right back in probably a moment with more transfer drama. This is getting super weird, guys. Sim today, went through my scout report. I've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got 6 guys that I can show you that some of them aren't going to be realistic to sign unless we sell Flamen. Some are. It's realistic to sign right now, and there's one that I think I'm going to sign no matter what my scouts say about him, just because I think he's going to be really good and will become homegrown for us in the Champions League. But if you read behind us, it says Flamen in an OM jersey, for 13.75 mil. OM had their offer accepted, and they've talked about a contract. So this makes me think this is a bit of a glitch in the system. It's really weird. Now, obviously, I'd never accepted and didn't even know Watford had made an offer. I'm just going to tell them they're indispensable to the thing, right? I feel like now we're going to reject this, and we're going to play it by ear, because I honestly think if that's what the article's telling me, then I think the game's just had a moment, and we've found a way around it, and it's just been weird. This has been a very weird episode. I'm very confused to what is going on right now. I'm going to tell him he's indispensable, and there we go. I'm then going to jack up his asking price now, transfer status, all the way up to his 22.5 mil fee, minimum fee release, and he's now one of ours. I just don't know what's going on. If we go to scouting, we know about Fiddish. My scouts don't rate him, but 66 mil thing, and you can tell by the stats that even when your scouts don't rate him, you know a wonder kid. When you see one, he's one. Right, obviously can't afford that. He's not one of the players I'm going to show you. If I go to shortlist, probably best if we go striker and then by 19. I feel like all the guys that I put in here that not interested or interested were 19. If I go all the way up, the first one I'm looking for is Mateus, who I believe was 19. He's Brazilian. Unless Mateus was 20. Doesn't matter. There's a couple of names on the list that I'll pick out to show you. There's a couple of people I have down. Go to the one that I'm thinking about signing straight away. Where is he? Filipov. Now, look, they're telling me 66. Now, they told me that the other guy that's a wonder kid is 66. Don't trust that scout report when I look at the stats. Right now, as a complete forward, he can play. It's got decent finishing. Flemem had 11 finishing, if you remember. It's now up to 13. Got decent physicals at 6'2". Do like that he has 20 determination. Means he's always going to grow. Great passing, good off the ball, good work rate, good teamwork, and good anticipation. So I feel like that's definitely someone we can buy. And for $3 million, I feel like it's like not too bad. See, they're going to ask for 11. I don't think we're going to, pay 11 ever for this guy. 1.5. See, they say it remains unacceptable. We are going to go in for him, and we are going to try and work something out, I feel. And we'll see how we go. But I find players like this. I'm just going to quickly go and offer him something, like crazy. After international appearances of 20, we'll give him another 1.5 mil. They can have that, and after 40 league goals, they can have 750k. So we'll make an offer like that. That's like 6 mil offer. But here's one. And there's some more. See, they're usually 18, 19. We might just add it to 20, and I probably can't see them because it's all like here, but there we go. I know a couple were Brazilian, so we may as well go like this. Add condition nationality, and up to where it says Brazilian, there we go. So there was one called, where are we? I'll know when the name sticks out to me. Not Marcus Vinicius. John, did add him to the shortlist for sure. Bartra's one. Bartra looks quite good, but I don't want to pay the 21.5 mil because that's my whole budget, and not on a player like that. There is a player that I did want to bring out on a budget. Where is he? Where is Mr. Mateos? It's a striker. There he is from San. There he is. This guy is, he must not be, I clicked it. All right. This guy's sensational. 69. 69 apparently according to my scouts. No way in hell. All right. He is absolutely amazing. He has a release fee of, 22 mil. And if Flamen leaves, I'm thinking of just triggering it. It says that he doesn't want to talk to me. Really, he's not really interested. I'll just offer him a big contract and get him to come. He looks great. He looks fantastic. He's not a bad player at all. The next one is Fernandez. I'm just going to have to remember which Fernandez it is. See, this is going to be too hard now. There we are. If we go back into here, get rid of the Brazilian thing. Is there any other Brazilians that we need to do? It's probably like Martinez or something. But you get the gist. This is the sort of players we're looking at the moment. Christian looked good as well, but they want to price us out of move. They want like 300 mil. Never going to happen. Luis Beto was the other one. Once again, but priced out of move. Just can play complete forward pretty well, but can play a couple other roles very well as well. Still looking through, just trying to see. Not Riz, it's Cruz. There's Mateos. Finally find him. Filipov, who we just saw, and some other guys. But they all had like 60, 70 ratings, and they should all be in here somewhere. I just can't see them. Gone a bit blind, sorry guys. But yeah, you can see that that's happening right now. There's Cruz. Is it Cruz? Yeah, there's Cruz. David Cruz. See, he's a playmaker. There's another one on the list. I think it was Martinez, but same sort of player. If you put him there as a complete forward, right, 6'2", he's got 18 jumping reach, dribbling, finishing, first touch, headering, passing, teamwork, all that stuff. They just want to price me out of a move right now as well, but there's not much you can do. But with seeing this news article back to this, obviously Olympic Lyon offer wasn't accepted or something like that, or there's a glitch in the game where only they will sell the player if we actually do it. Right? I was like Ranioli, we actually went out and made sure we got the 60 mil bid, we suggested terms, we sold it, right? So maybe now there's a glitch on the game. Maybe if you look back where you guys is, if your board says no, you're not allowed to talk about it, there we go, just follow the same process, accept, go with it, not a problem, and then go into the transfer offer and then reject it yourself. I don't believe how that's worked. It's never worked on FM16, FM17. I just asked Dr. Benji in his Discord, have you ever seen this before? Maybe it's something that Sports Interactive have to go out and patch, because this does happen in real life. I'm very happy that I might be able to keep Fermen now, and definitely happy to keep Brian because he's homegrown. And that probably does mean that we don't need to go and rush into buying anybody this window. So instead of trying to buy someone in a day, we now have a bit of time to go and think of replacements in the future. I don't think that's going to end. we can end the episode on that note. If anything else major happens in 34, I'll just do an episode in 35. What I might do is instead, I might play both Champions League playoff games in episode 35, which on late August, and then go through on the 31st as well, with the Champions League draw, if we get there, or the Europa League draw, whatever it is, to see what happened in terms of sales after our transfer window is done, or if we brought anyone in. So I'm going to call this the end of the episode here for episode 34. It's going to be called a transfer special. I might actually just call the episode Glitch, FM Glitch. But yeah, really, really, really weird, and never seen this before in my life on Football Manager. I've been playing since FM13. Yeah, really, really stumped to how this has all unfolded and worked, but I'm glad that we've gone through all this hour and a bit of scouting and trying to figure out what we're going to do, and now we might keep all our best players, and I'm happy with that. Catch you later, guys.